So I've just received this press release from IK Multimedia, and I think that if you've been doing this YouTube gear thing for a little while, something that unfortunately happens is that you kind of lose a little bit of excitement when it comes to new gear. Something has to be really special or potentially something very impressive to get you excited about a piece of new gear. And I'm just being honest. And I actually think it's a good thing because it allows you to be more objective. Anyway, this is one of those rare times, which is why I wanted to make a quick video about it. IK Multimedia, which is the company that makes the TONEX products, is releasing an FRFR cab, which obviously you can use with any modeler or profiler, not just the TONEX stuff. And this is good news for me, at least for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I've had the Headrush FRFR cabs, and you can see that I've made videos about that in the past, but unfortunately, I made a bit of a stupid mistake because I was very new to YouTube and reviewing products at the time. I reviewed it while I was still in its honeymoon period. And it was fine, but I didn't love it. But after about 6 gigs, it died, and they wanted me to pay about half of what the thing actually costs to repair it. And secondly, I consider the Atomic CLR Active Cab to be probably the best FRFR cab that you can get. And the problem with that is you haven't been able to, well, they haven't been available for what seems like years at this point. And I don't even know if they still exist or what. But when you look at the specs for the new TONEX speaker, it seems to be very similar to what Atomic were offering. The difference is, I think we can safely say that IK Multimedia aren't going anywhere, so we'll actually be able to buy the thing and get them serviced if we need to. Basically, I'm sure that they'll support this product for a long time. And as consumers, we want that security. Because they've gained our trust at this point with TONEX, so I think it is exciting. And I have to admit, I'm a bit of a latecomer to the TONEX ecosystem. I've been in the Line 6 and Helix side of things for so long, it took a lot to tempt me out of it. And I was with Paul from the Studio Rats last year's Gear Street, and he was like, you've got to try this out. And then he imported a couple of his patches onto a TONEX one, and instantly I was blown away. And it wasn't a sound quality thing. I think both the Helix and TONEX, they sound really good. It was like a feel thing, and it was like the latency had just gone. It was like when you plug into a real analog amp, and I can't see how that's possible because it still needs to do the ADA conversions, but it just felt to me exactly like plugging into the real thing. So now I have one too, and I've been experimenting with using this as a pedal platform for pedal demos. Again, it takes pedals just like a real amp does, and I don't think that the Helix does that. But then lots of my friends do use the Helix as a pedal platform, so it's just my opinion. So if we look at the specs, we can see that the TONEX is 350 watts RMS and 700 watts peak, and the CLR is 500 watts. And immediately you'll notice that you're not being fed the almost comical 2000 watts like some others. It's also lighter than the CLR, which is 28 pounds compared to the CLR, which is 46 pounds. But it's still constructed with wood, unlike the cheap plastic that another brand uses. Both have a 12-inch speaker and a 1-inch tweeter, but you'll see that the TONEX uses a custom Celestion guitar speaker, which in theory could give you more of an amp in the room type experience. So the TONEX has a 132 decibel max SPL, and the CLR is 130. So again, very similar performance. And you can load your own IRs in as well on the TONEX. I'm not sure if that was a feature in the CLR, I don't think it was, but that's really good because it allows you to free up a bit more DSP for your modeler. I know on my HX Stump I can max out the DSP pretty fast sometimes, so that's really helpful. And the speaker grill is interchangeable as well, so you can go with different looks and whatever suits your band's image. So that's pretty cool. A bit like the Positive Grid Spark, but you can switch out the speaker grills on those as well. So the normal price for the TONEX or the MSRP is $799, and if you look at the Atomics website, theirs was about $900, so it's about 870 euros. So this costs a little bit more for the Atomic. But if you look up here, you can save 100 euros if you pre-order it now. I'll put that link down below. It's not an affiliate link or anything, I don't get anything from it, but you'll be able to save a little bit if you do like the look of this. And if you look here, you can see that the replacement grills, they're normally 50 euros, and if you pre-order them, you save 10 euros there. They're 40 euros as well. So if we look at the press release, you can see on the 18th of March, the introductory pricing stops, and they'll start shipping out all the cabs to everybody in April. So yeah, it could be worth getting in early on these if you're thinking about making the leap to FRFR, or if, like me, you didn't have any good luck with the Headrush one. I really wanted the Headrush one to work because it's so much cheaper, but in my case it was too good to be true, and I suppose you get what you pay for. I made this video about guitar trends that I think are dying, and I think you already enjoy it. So please check it out. Thank you so much for watching.